Hello. For those who don't know me, my name is Samson Pruitt. I am co-owner and co-founder of Slither Exotics. I'm not a big fan of the government, in case you weren't aware of it, and I don't really completely understand how everything works. So I'm going to give you my simplified version of what is happening with the Competes Act. Apparently the Democrats have sent an act through Congress that they're trying, a proposed bill that has hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pages and different things that they're trying to get pushed through. Inside of the Competes Act, there was an addition to the Lacey Act that was added, saying that literally all animals besides cats and dogs should be added to the Lacey Act. The Lacey Act was started as a way to curb interstate trafficking in endangered species and illegal animals and animal products. About 7 years ago, reticulated pythons, Burmese pythons, all of the large breed snakes were added to the Lacey Act. And this stopped us from being able to import those animals into the United States and or travel across state lines with those animals or any products from those animals. We sued the government and we had the interstate trafficking overturned, but to this day, importation is no longer legal. So by adding all other animals to the Lacey Act in this proposed bill in the Competes Act, it would basically inhibit anyone from having anything from a goldfish to any other type of large animal or a small animal that is not a dog or a cat, and being able to travel across state lines with it. To simplify this, it would mean that if you lived on the Virginia line and you own any type of animal that was added to this bill, and your vet was in Virginia, you would not be able to travel to Virginia to go to your veterinarian. You would also not be able to take your pets and move to another state. You would be stuck in the state that you're in with whatever animals that you own and possess. So when it first came out, a lot of people were surprised because they're not just going after venomous or reticulated pythons or injurious wildlife. They literally went after every single animal that anyone could own as a pet, from fish in the fish tanks all the way up to the large breed exotics. And everybody, it caused a huge uproar. This would involve large corporations like PetSmart. It would involve all of the big game breeders in Texas. It just left no one out. And everybody was like, oh, well, there's no way this is going to pass. And they're right. There is no way it would pass the way that it stands. But that's what they wanted to have happen. They wanted to do that on purpose. Since the beginning of time, the way that you win a war is to cause infighting between the factions that are supporting each other. It's called divide and conquer. So the government's plan is to get all of us angry and all of us arguing and fighting amongst ourselves, and then come and say, okay, we're not coming after your goldfish. We're not coming after your ball python. We're not coming after your whatever special exotic that you would have. We're just going to take the reticulated pythons. And what they want to have happen, and what I'm afraid will happen, is that all of you that are not reticulated python or venomous snake owners would say, okay, we're not going to fight you. You can take reticulated pythons as long as you leave my ball pythons alone. Well, here's a little problem with that. They're not doing it to leave your ball pythons alone. They're doing it to divide and conquer us. They're doing it to take one piece at a time by having everyone scared and then relieved that right now they're not coming after me. So here's what you need to understand. PETA is the driving force behind this legislation. PETA's ultimate agenda is for every single pet in the world to only live in the wild. They don't even want you to have your dogs and cats. They literally want to get rid of every pet in captivity. The only way that you would ever see an animal is in the wild. And that's a pretty extreme agenda, but they have said that publicly, that is the ultimate goal. PETA has lobbyists that go in and fight with the government and argue for these animals to be added. So what's happening is senators and congressmen are seeing other senators and congressmen getting attention for getting these types of proposed bills passed, that they want to get attention. It's an agenda. It's just utterly ridiculous. But here's what you need to understand. Together, we are strong. If every single goldfish owner, if every single bird owner, if every single bearded dragon and ball python owner, if every single exotic animal owner in the world stands up and says, no, you're not taking venomous. No, you're not taking reticulated pythons. We have the ability to stop it. Together we're strong, divided we fall. It's really that simple, guys. If you sit back and you let them take something that you don't have an interest in, by the time your animal is on the chopping block, you will have no one to help you fight the fight. No one. Consider that for a minute. Because right now, I'm fighting for all of you. Yeah, I want to keep my retics. There's no question about it. I can't imagine living my life in a place where I couldn't have these animals. But I'm on the front lines currently. You guys are sitting back watching it all happen. Get involved. Join USARK. I don't care if you like them or not. They're the only ones that are fighting for us. If you don't donate, if you don't act now, if you don't reach out to your senators and your congressmen, you are next. Believe it. It's not a joke. It's real. You have to understand something. The United States government does not want any of us to have businesses that have animals involved, that have things involved that they can't confiscate. Right? If you're in real estate and you get in trouble for a crime, they can come take your real estate and they can resell it. It's called seizure. They want to be able to seize it. The problem with reptiles and seizures is they don't want to seize your reptiles, because what are they going to do with them? They don't have any way to turn those into revenue. Every single seizure is about the government taking that, turning it into revenue, and using that revenue for whatever they see fit to use it for. Again, remember, if we all fight now, they can't beat us. They can't. We're too strong. Everybody in the United States has some kind of a pet that would be on this list. You have to stand up now, because when all the retics are gone, when all of the venomous are gone, when everybody in the industry loses their boas and their medium-sized snakes and their monitor lizards, when you're last in line, none of us are going to fight for you if you didn't fight for us. Together we're strong, divided we fall.